please describe the transition from dating to marriage in regards to sex and submission?
Okay, awesome. Well, so when you're dating, Cody and I have a very unique story. So everybody doesn't have our story. Like we didn't make out. We literally only pop kissed. When I tell you we did not cross a single physical boundary, I literally mean that. And it's exactly what I needed. But not everybody's that way. I've had friends who have kissed, they hold hands, they're very, very affectionate. And sometimes that has led to sex for them, you know, unintentionally, and sometimes it hasn't. So I just think that every couple is totally different. So when I share how Cody and I's dating relationship is, I don't want you to feel like that's the holy book standard. You know, it's just like that's what we felt was right for us. And it is biblical, but at the same time, that's not everyone's story. So I just want to throw that out there. So again, we had not even made out before we got married. Like, we literally had never made out. So I was so freaking nervous, man. But there's this huge part of desire, you know, where you're just like, I just can't wait. Like, let's get the freaking ring on and go for gold. You know? So there's the very human, like, side of it all. And I think really it's a journey with the Holy Spirit. I have to just be completely honest with you. So that's why there's no like, here's the 4 steps that you take. It's a process. It depends on your background. It's the things that you've been through, the work God's done in your life. And so for me, it was very important through our whole dating process that I really allowed the Holy Spirit to prepare me for marriage, but legit prepare me, because I didn't want to go in and be like, I'm freaked out. You know, it's like, I didn't want that. Like, I want to enjoy our time together, and I want that to be a very special, sacred time. And so in mentally doing that journey, it was actually much easier than you might think. And so for me, because we had so much purity in our relationship, and even if you make mistakes in a relationship, God can restore purity, because if I told you my background already, like, give me a freaking break. I've done everything under the sun, you know? So it's like God can restore purity. That's not the issue. But when you walk in that level of purity, the Holy Spirit just does supernatural magic that is unexplainable. And it just allows you to make that transition into marriage much easier than you might think. And then once you begin having sex, which is awesome, it's fantastic. It's like the icing on the cake. What's great about it when you do it God's way is that your relationship is built on that. So the sex really does feel like a bonus and not the main event. Like, so for me, that's what's so wonderful about it. We have a very deep foundation of friendship, Cody and I. We have a very strong companionship. We tease each other, we laugh, we play, like, it's super fun. I can tell him anything, he can tell me anything, and so that's the foundation of our relationship. So sex on top of that is wonderful. So that's how in different seasons where you have a baby and you can have sex for 6 weeks, it's like, that's not a big deal, because our relationship is not built on that. He doesn't need that to survive our marriage. You know, like, it's not like that, which it is like that in the world, but it's not like that in a godly marriage. And as far as submission goes, you do actually submit to one another in your relationship. And so even pre-marriage. And it's a different level when you get engaged, but when you're in a dating relationship, a healthy one, there is a certain level of submission, because submission is for all of us. It says submit one to another. So I'm in here in this room right now, we would submit one to another. You know, every friendship that you have, every relationship that you have is a mutual submission. And that's what marriage is built on. That's how God designed it. He did not design this big patriarch system that we women are just supposed to come under and submit. You know, that's not, I don't believe in that, you know, and there's different, you can do your own commentary studies, you can come to your own beliefs about what you think about women in the Bible and God and his systems, but I do not believe that God's highest order is the patriarch. I believe that God created it to be mutually beneficial and mutual submission. And so that transition again was also easy, because we were already practicing that. God's highest order of submission is love, and it describes love in 1 Corinthians 13. I encourage you to reread it with different eyes, but it's patient, it's kind, it's not prideful, it's not boastful, it's not rude, it's not jealous, there's no envy in real love, you know, it's not irritable, it doesn't keep a record of wrongs, it does not rejoice with injustice, but it rejoices when the truth wins out. Love never gives up, love always hopes, love always perseveres. You know, like, that's what the definition of love is, and that's actual real submission. And so that's how you can love one another in a pure way, is because you're both focused on doing those things. So yeah, and it's messy sometimes. I mean, for sure it's messy. I come from a background of brokenness. I have a rape in my background. You know, like, I have a lot of stuff that could color our relationship, but that's why love is patient. So if I'm having a moment, I have a patient husband. If he's having a moment, I'm a patient wife. You know, I'm kind. So the way we speak to one another, regardless of what happens, whether it's sex or submission, there's kindness in there. It doesn't mean things don't get heated, it doesn't mean we don't have problems and issues just like everybody else, but those are the things that guide our marriage. And those were the things that guided our friendship, and those were the things that guided our relationship. And so that makes the whole transition much smoother. Yeah.
That's good.
Those are my thoughts.